Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thank you for joining these sessions. Welcome our BeGreen participants from South Africa to this masterclass on how to develop a cohesive business plan. With me here, I have our facilitator for today, Mr. Osato Noah. I'm sure most of you are familiar with him as he's a regular facilitator for this course. Mr. Osato, until recently, I was an associate partner at Dalberg Lagos. He has over 20 years of diverse experience across banking, international development, and management consulting, as well as basic education sector advisory. Prior to Dalberg, he was the managing director of Edo Basic Education Sector Transformation, an initiative that is focused on transforming the education sector in Edo State, Nigeria, by leveraging data and technology to enhance classroom management and learning outcomes. Osato worked at Accenture for about 14 years, managing and executing several large-scale projects for public institutions, bilateral and multilateral development agencies, international foundations, and private corporations. He was also responsible for managing the West Africa business of Accenture Development Partnerships, which is the international development arm of Accenture LLP. His extensive experience cuts across several sectors, including food systems and agriculture, global health and nutrition, social investment, education, and financial services. He has a bachelor's degree in industrial chemistry from the University of Benin and a certificate in business strategy and communication from INSEAD, INSEAD. With me, I also have Ben from the UNICEF country office, and my name is Chemezi Wosu. I'm a programs officer here at the Tony Elumelo Foundation. Thank you very much. Sit back and have a nice session. Mr. Sato, over to you, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chemeze, and good afternoon, everyone, and to the South African audience, good entrepreneurs specifically. Good to have you on the call. Briefly, I'll be walking you through the BeGreen Africa business plan template and have a conversation with you. And as I talk along, as I walk you through, if you have any question, just put it up in the chat, and then when I'm done, we'll try and answer as much as we can. This is the cover page. I'm sure you can see, I'm sharing my screen. You've got the cover page of the BeGreen Africa template. All you need to put here is just include your name and your business name, the contact, the address, the details, the website, and every other thing. If you have a logo, please go ahead and put the logo. Include your brand slogan, which could be one thing that clearly distinguishes your organization or your entity. Maybe you are bridging employment barrier or employability gaps in Africa, or your work has to do with from farm to fork. That could be one slogan that distinguishes your brand. You just put it there. And then this is the table of content. And we're looking at, first, you need an executive summary, which is just like a 2 to 3 page summary of what your business plan is all about. And your executive summary should be such that it is so compelling and it can almost make everyone interested in reading your business plan. If your executive summary is wordy, is too lengthy, it's not punchy, it's not compelling, people may find it difficult to, evaluators may find it difficult to, they will go through, but it already gives an impression. I mean, something about first impression matters a lot. So it summarizes everything from the product you're offering, the competitive landscape, your value proposition to the customers, your SWOT analysis. They're very, very short, concise, as well as compelling, and then your serviceable, obtainable market, as well as the financial metrics and the risk and potential mitigation plans. Very, very succinct, but compelling enough for people to want to dive in to read more. And even from there, people can already virtually almost start making up their mind, probably potential funders, that this makes a very good sense. So this is your executive summary. Just like I said, it's a snapshot of your business plan, and it should be compelling, providing all the critical highlights that are required, including the milestones that are required to be met, and the funding requirement and structure of your business. So let's get into the details. In terms of the introduction, you need to show an overview of your business. What's the state of your business? Are you at the idea stage? Because typically there are 4 stages. Are you at the idea stage? Have you moved from the idea to the research and concept development stage, or have you moved from that stage to your market entry stage? You've done your concept note, you've developed your concept, maybe a technology and IT solution. You're already testing it, you're piloting it in the market just to get feedback so that you can update and upgrade or do whatever finishing you need to put on to the technology solution or to the ideas that you've developed or to the proposition or market proposition or solution or product that you're bringing to the market, or you are at the growth stage where you've gone through all of these other 3 stages. All you need now is funding for expanding your business, scaling up your business into other markets, or even selling or another product that is complementary to an existing product, just to make sure that you're able to win more of your more customer value, greater share of their wallet. And if your stage is already at the growth stage, you will need to provide your progress update clearly and show the next steps in your write-up of your business plan. Then you also have your vision statement. Every business should have a vision. You should be able to state clearly what you want to be, your long-term desire as far as this business is concerned. And this should be compelling. It should be compelling enough that it should make everyone want to be a part of your business. If your vision is not compelling, for instance, there's a business that says we want to feed the world. I mean, that is compelling. That shows somebody that has a very big long-term plan to say, I want to feed the world. My business want to feed the world. My business want to ensure that by 2030 there is zero out of school student in South Africa, or zero hunger in South Africa, or zero hunger in the Zulu part or a part of South Africa, maybe a metro or whatever. That is a compelling vision. So your vision should be inspiring to readers, inspiring to your employees, even inspiring to yourself. And it should be such that it wakes you up every morning and it wants to make you, it brings the word to your doorstep. That is what your vision should be. Should be compelling to bring the word even to your doorstep. So it could be something that has to do with what you want to achieve within your industry within a set time. Probably, for example, you want to be one of the industry leader in providing a particular solution to your business, to your business segment. That is compelling. Today you are nowhere, but you want it to be that in 5 years, 10 years time, you are one of the first. The people, you're one of the forces to reckon with in that particular area. You're one of the forces to reckon with in your country, like in South Africa or even in Africa. Your business solution is what every farmer will use, is what every business person will use, is what everybody looking for financial inclusion or cross-border transaction will begin to leverage to enhance and expand cross-border transaction, and even AFCTA, which is one of the proposition of the African Union at this time. Then your mission statement just simply tells us, why is your company existing? What value proposition do you have for the market? What solution? What problem are you solving? What problem is your product solving? What problem are you solving? Is it a problem that has existed for a long time and there is nobody that is solving and you decide to solve it? And what particular problem are you solving for your niche? That is clearly a mission statement. And for some organizations, their mission statement is not different from their vision statement. Their vision is not different from their mission statement. For instance, the Tony Melu Foundation, the mission statement is the same thing as the vision statement, and it's very clearly written. So it could be either way, but you have to say this clearly. And this is part of just the introduction of background about your business. So you state clearly the objective, and clearly the objective here is the statement of what you want to achieve with your business over a defined period, whether in the long run, in the short, medium, or long term. You want to establish your product service in the market. You want to grow the business to a specific size. You want to increase profitability to a level where you want to probably gain a significant market share. You want to probably be the preferred brand, and this should be, you should follow the SMART model. It should be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, as well as there should be a time to where you want to achieve it clearly. So what is your value proposition to the market segment you have decided to serve? I recall very well in Nigeria when I think StarTimes came. StarTimes came and everybody felt satellite TV in Nigeria was a challenge. DSTV of multi-choice now was really, people felt they were ripping them off and they needed a competition because it was like a monopoly market. And so StarTimes came, and you see quite a lot of Nigerians has a significant youthful population, and quite a lot of them watch Premier League. And so StarTimes came into the market, and what was their value proposition? They bought over the rights to Premier League, and that was a very big one for them. So they came to the market, and what was it? Guys, we have the subscriber that you need. For you to have access to watch Premier League, you must subscribe to us. And a lot of people migrated from multi-choice DSTV to StarTimes. But unfortunately, due to financial constraint, I mean, imagine a business that says, my value proposition to you, every other thing is not necessary. Though we have movies, those are not the important thing. What we have is sport, and the sport is football. We will be your go-to satellite station for all your Premier League matches. And it was working well. A lot of people migrated until they had to renew the license, and they didn't have the funding when they should have planned ahead of time to just make sure that the funding was available for them to renew. And because they couldn't renew the funding, DSTV, who had significant financial muscle, outmuscled them, outwitted them, and then went back and got the rights back. And that was what killed that value proposition they had promised the market. Another very good example is Glow. You know, in 2000, the year 2000, when mobile telecom industry in Nigeria was deregularized, there was deregulation in the mobile telecom space, and then MTN and Econet, then now Airtel, came into the business. They said per second billing was not possible. It was not feasible to do per second billing. But, you know, and everybody said, no, it is possible. But they said no. So people were just managing. They were there, but they were just waiting for a disruption in the market. And so came Glow, and Glow said per second. A lot of people migrated. And just moved to Glow. But certain people didn't migrate because of the switching costs. I'll talk about that. Why certain people did not migrate, people like me. I didn't migrate because the switching costs, I needed to go and buy a new SIM card, and the cost of SIM card then was very expensive until mobile number portability was introduced. When mobile number portability was introduced, along with now per second billing, everybody also went into per second billing at the end of the day. The mobile number portability enhanced that even for service delivery, people were able to switch mobile service provider. So yours could be you want to reduce time for people to do certain things. It could be that you want to reduce the cost of procurement or purchase of a particular product, or you want to enhance their health care, health living. I mean, there's this particular product that was introduced by Guinness, Diageo, Nigeria. I think there's a name they call it, and the name just skipped me. That when I was working on a project for them, it's an herbal product. When they introduced that product, a lot of youths, a lot of people who until now wanted to feel and begin to feel that they were drinking something healthy, they just switched. switched from other product, they moved into that Eba beer, and it started gaining market and it gains significant market share. So your value proposition to the market has to be very clear and it has to be so competitive and it has to be well thought through so that you're able to win market share. Then you also because it's a big green program, you have to clearly highlight your big green business model and sustainability strategy. It has to be clear how your business plan aligns with the business model and sustainability plan for big green that focuses on the triple bottom line of people, planet, and profit. Now, the people, how many people are you going to be engaging? How are you going to conserve the planet? Are you going to be increasing the carbon footprint? Or you're going to be leveraging recycling to reduce the carbon footprint and enhance sustainability? And then how are you going to apply your profit in a way back that enhances the sustainability, socioeconomic, and even environmental sustainability, as well as your financial, while pursuing your financial viability? And what are the metrics? For instance, people, number of employee, your employee retainership, metrics, your carbon footprint as an organization. So instead of traveling, you won't travel. You use a particular, maybe instead of going by car on a particular day, your office is close to where most of your staff reside, so they don't need to go by car. They can easily ride their bike or bike to work. All of this type has to also be highlighted and clearly stipulated in your business plan. Then your product and services. This is where you begin to enter the crux of your business plan to tell clearly what is your product, describe your product, show the distinguishing factors around your product. Let us know, let the evaluators know what your product is all about, what value your solution, your business solution or your product will deliver to customers, what services will it provide, and what hole will it plug in the marketplace. And then industry or market analysis. Now, when you get to industry or market analysis, you have to show us the entire picture of the industry. What is the state of the industry that you are playing in? Are you in the waste management industry? Are you in the financial service industry? Are you within the financial services? Are you in capital market, maybe financial, maybe insurance or banking? Or you are in the digital financing space within the banking, or you are a third party or what we call a last mile financial service provider, whatever it is. Are you within the value chain, the agricultural value chain? You provide technology to enhance the logistics and distribution of agricultural products, or you are playing at the last mile where you are enhancing retailership of agricultural products. Where do you play in this particular or other green initiative? Your initiative, depending on the initiative that you have identified that is green in nature, is it that you're using bicycle to probably provide a particular service instead of leveraging car? You think bicycle can do it, or instead of leveraging paper, it is end-to-end automated, so no more paper, and so you're reducing people burning paper, whatever you've thought around your business initiative, as far as it aligns with the green initiative. Yeah, it could be waste management, it could be anything, but you have to show what that industry is like, describe that industry, describe the critical players within the industry, what is peculiar about this industry, how viable is this industry, what is the growth potential, how is this industry going to grow? All of this you can get through analyst publications and all of that. And then what actions, what are the policies of government that are likely to influence or affect this particular industry in the short, medium, or long term? What is the market, say the market intend to serve, because within a market, there are sub-market and there are sub-market. For instance, you could also be providing, like I talked about financial services, there's green financing. You could be providing, you could be mediating green financing for women or for youth, even within the access to finance space to entrepreneurs who are even looking for money, depending on what services you are providing. And then who are the major players? What are their strengths, their weaknesses? What is the size of this market by volume or value? If you know the volume, if you know the value, great because all of this you can actually get from industry papers or write-up. And then the specific group of products in the market and where your own product and how it is different from other people in the marketplace. Then the state potential growth of this market, how is it likely to grow? What will be the size of that growth from today, your CAGR maybe in 5-10 years time, and what market do you intend to capture? Now you also have what we call the total available or addressable market. What is the total market that is available or addressable? What are of that addressable market? What is the serviceable addressable market, which is the part of the market that is currently being serviced by competitors today? And of that serviceable addressable market, what is the serviceable obtainable market? What is the part of that market that you can get? Considering competitors, considering new entrants into the marketplace. So a market could be a $1 billion market by value. And then the serviceable, that's total addressable market now. Now the serviceable addressable market could be $800 million dollars. And then the serviceable obtainable market for which you can obtain could be $100 million. And of that $100 million, a lot of competitors will come. So that is where your niche will be. And that is where you need to target when you're telling us the size of the market and the size of that market that you intend to obtain. And that is what will feed into your financial. You can't tell me that your entire industry value or the entire volume of the market is coming into your financial model. No, it can't come in because the entire market is already being serviced by competitors, except you are the first person in the marketplace. And even if you are the first person, you should also realize that competitors are likely to come and they're likely to peel off your that market potential to reduce your obtainable market. And then the next thing now is to look at the competition, look at the competitive landscape. Who are your direct or indirect competitors? Now, anybody that provides alternative services to what you're providing, anybody that provides or plays within your market space or your sub-segment is your direct competitor. Then you have other indirect competitors. For instance, if you're somebody that provides, if your industry is in the coffee space, coffee segment of the agriculture space, and somebody else is a competitor is coming in through the tea market or sub-market segment, it's an indirect competitor. But your direct competitors are within the coffee space. So if you're in the waste management space, everybody within that waste management space, they are your direct competitors. And if there are other people who are already advocating and also enhancing reduction in let me just give an example. You're into recycling business. You collect some of these things, and as you collect them, you recycle them, and then you pay people as you collect them, you recycle, and then you're able to sell off and make money out of that. And then the government now is also saying, look, the government also want to pay people for recycling, and it doesn't continue. The government become a direct competitor. And even those people who are providing things, collecting things, and selling to government, they then become probably indirect competitors. Now, your product and services, how will it differ from what is already existing in the marketplace? I mean, everybody already have a product. Like I shared the last time, I have told people, do a research. I mean, you're going into this particular business, just do a simple research. Try to know what customers, potential customers want. Do they want proximity? What's their buyer value? And what will make them switch to you? Is it proximity? Is it cost? Are they cost sensitive? Is it proximity? Are they brand attractive? Is it all about brand for them? If it is brand, switching may be very high. They like brand name. If it is proximity, then if you are closer to them, you are likely to get them to switch. If it is cost, then if you enter the market with a lower cost, they are likely to consider you. But also realize that competitors know that if the switching cost is very low, customers are likely to switch when the competitor comes in. So other people, what they do is to make the switching cost very high, so that whenever you come in with price, if you come in with a better price or lower price, or your price competitive, a customer will have to think of the total cost of transferring services or moving to a new player in the marketplace before actually making that call. Making that call. So the difference is between a higher cost vis-a-vis the benefit, he would rather just stay. So for me, like I gave an example, during the Glow entrance, Glow entered the Nigerian telecom space. My first challenge was I will have to buy a new SIM card. How much is a SIM card then? It was expensive. I didn't have the money to spare to go and buy a new SIM card. And because I didn't have the money to spare to go and buy a new SIM card, so that was a financial consideration for me. I felt no, it's of no use. Then the second psychological, there was also a psychological consideration. The psychological consideration for me was, how am I sure they will provide better services than what Airtel or Econet then is currently providing for me? I also found out that, well, that I'm not so sure. And so that became a psychological constraint that made me to stay put with Econet without moving. And to date, still the same number. I have not switched because I just said, well, I think I'm getting all the services I want here. Even for my internet, I get the best I can. So why switch? So for me, that was it. That was what kept me there, because I considered the psychological and the cost effect, and I felt it didn't make sense. So my switching cost was very high, and so my loyalty to Econet or to Airtel right now has continued till date. Maybe the same for some of you that are listening to me. So still the competitive advantage. What's the advantage of your of competitors' product over you? Do they have backward integration? Do they have forward integration that helps them to have distribution lines, distribution already existing distribution network that it can leverage to reach the market or reach people, reach potential consumers ahead of you? Do they have backward integration that helps them to be able to get input at a lower cost than you, and so the cost of a unit of their product is rather lower than you do? A very good example of what happened very recently is when Airpeace entered the Lagos-London route. I mean, Airpeace entered the competitive advantage that Airpeace had was very simple. Pay in Naira, don't go and look for dollars. And then, I mean, as at that time, foreign airlines was about 2 million some, almost getting to 3 or 4 million. And Airpeace just cracked the price to about 1 point something million. You pay in Naira. It's a local flight. You will eat Nigerian meals, and besides also is the Nigerian airline. I mean, a lot of people switched. I have a friend who typically will fly either Virgin or Virgin. He decided to fly Airpeace because of that competitive advantage with which Airpeace came into the market, price reduction. But what then happened? Other airlines decided to crash their price too to reduce the competitive advantage that Airpeace have. But some people were still able to switch because of loyalty. Some people were able to switch because they felt, okay, I can buy Airpeace tickets ahead, and because of several other things that Airpeace brought in, some sort of bonuses and all of that they brought in, and so people were able to stay with them. Still, the probability of a new entrant. Will there be a new entrant into your market? Once a new entrant comes, it's going to disrupt the market. It's going to make things difficult for you, and it's going to peel off your market share. And like I said, is the market switching cost high? Entry barrier high? Is it low? If entry barrier is low, more entrants are likely to come. If entry barrier is high, a lot of entrants may not come into the marketplace. Then you also look at customer switching costs, which is very important. And with all of this consideration, you're able to tell what your market size will actually be. And it then gives a clearer picture of your understanding of the competitive landscape and how you can then penetrate the market and win in the marketplace. Then your SWOT analysis, both internal and external SWOT analysis. You say the areas, what's your own areas of strength? Is it skills or expertise that you bring to bear? Is it financial resources? Like I said, in the satellite TV space between DSCV, owned by MultiChoice, and Starlet, you discover that DSTV, StarTimes rather, DSTV had a lot of financial muscle to take over and win over the license for premiership viewership in Nigeria. What is the unique selling point? That could be a strength, a unique selling point, which is your is it a distribution strength? What is that unique selling point? Is it pricing? Is it value that customers are looking for, which is your value proposition to them? Still existing patent, do you have intellectual property or patent that others do not have in the marketplace, like StarTimes had that patent? And then it was able to, I mean, the company was able, she was able to go to the marketplace. Look, I have this patent now. You can come and do business with me. I have the sole license to premiership. Just come to us, and a lot of people see. You have collaborations where your technical supporters, you have collaborations with anybody that gives you the edge in the marketplace, or support or after service support that you have for your customer. State any awards that you've won. Then weaknesses, internal weaknesses, external weaknesses in the marketplace. Are there is your product untested? That could be a weakness. Is your distribution line a challenge? Is it that because your cost of production is still very high at this point? That could be a weakness. Is it a brand or no brand? Is a new brand in the marketplace? That could be a weakness. Potential customer adoption of your new product and your proposition. That could be a weakness. Then state opportunities. What are the, because weaknesses could be, opportunities are there in the marketplace. What are the opportunities that are provided due to the changes in the business environment, the changes in regulatory environment, the changes in the political environment? Like South Africa, you just had your election now. The ANC no longer have a majority. They have to go, there has to be a coalition. What will that portend for business? What kind of climate does that provide? Are there technological innovations that will disrupt the marketplace? And with those technological innovation, how will it enhance your business? Will it be a headwind, or will it be a tailwind to enhance your business to move forward? Set the threats. What are the threats, the risk in the marketplace? But when you look at the risk in the marketplace, you are then able to determine how you mitigate those risks, especially high, very low risk but high impact. Risks that are likely with low probability but high impact, or high probability. If you have a high probability risk, then low impact, you may not bother putting, you may keep eye on those risks, but your mitigation plan should clearly focus on those risks that have a low probability but significant impact on value erosion for the business. Either they completely wipe out your value, completely wipe out your shareholder funds or everything. Then explore ways to reduce your weakness, enhance your opportunities. Ways to reduce your weakness could be bringing in somebody that have the expertise that you don't have. It could be partnership with somebody that have the distribution line that you don't have. Then how do you exploit your opportunity? Those could be those as well. And then how do you reduce the threat and risk that you find challenges in the marketplace? Then you then go to analyze the risk in details. Like I said, risk, you quantify your risk into the likelihood of the occurrence, high, medium, or low, and the impact when they do occur, high, medium, or low. And you have a risk matrix. And based on your risk matrix, for those risks that have that are likely to significantly impact your business, you develop mitigation strategies to reduce their impact. Then you then move to your operational plan, which states clearly how you will operate as a business. This will include the permits you have to operate in this business, the licenses you've been able to get, your registration, the assets, your raw materials, your state, the raw materials that you require, or the material resources, both human, physical, raw materials, and inputs that you require for your business. How are you going to acquire this? Do you have a direct purchase plan or an indirect purchase plan? How are you going to manage the supplies? How are you going to manage agents? Are you going to outsource some of these things? The equipment you need to have, how are you going to procure them? Are you going to get them on hire purchase, or you're going to buy them or acquire the assets outrightly? And how would that impact your P&L, because you're going to have amortization, and you're going to also have to start depreciating some of those assets. Whereas if you have if you have higher purchase, some of those things will not affect. There won't be direct impact on your P&L. Then state other key resources, intangible resources like certifications that you will have, or knowledge or expertise that are though intangible, but they are very important in enhancing your operational capabilities or capacity. Then describe how you would deliver the product or services from production point to consumption, which is your entire value chain exploration, and how you will retail, or are you going to use an off-taker system in which off-takers buy your product and then they go to retailers, and then retailers to them. Are you going to sell your product at the point of production, or you're going to have a warehouse where people come and buy them? Will you have an off-taker agreement where people already buy and pay for this good? There will be a source of financing and funding for your business as well. And then state your suppliers and your expected method of relationship with your suppliers, key distributors. What kind are you going to also, as you also buy certain things on credit, or you have a credit line, you have a credit facility, you have a letter of credit for the supply of certain things, importation of certain raw materials or inputs. You also discover that for your agents, are you going to open agency model where agents or distributors sell to existing distributors who will have your product line within their product, their businesses as well? Or you're going to have peculiar and specific product agents or distributors who are just solely focused on your own business. But you should be able to decide that. I would say for somebody who is just starting, your product can also be with other products. You incentivize them by providing those products maybe on credit, and they pay you after selling. And then you also manage your finances by your day sales outstanding. That's your payables now. How you manage your payables, and then your receivables. Your payables to those who supply you inputs, and then your receivables to people who you supply, or your agents or your customers that are buying directly from you. Then your marketing plan, state how you will make customers aware of your product, how you will go to the market. Are you going to leverage traditional mode of product awareness, TV, radio, newsprint, or you're going to just leverage solely on digital channels or social media? I mean, these days there are some people that all their product every day sponsored adverts on social media, and people get to know their product. Some partner with some other entities, and they just flash their product at any point in time. Some sponsor events, and their product is displayed there. And then state how you will promote your product. Are you going to do trade fairs? Are you going to have talk shows? Are you going to appear on different radio talk shows just to create that awareness? Are you going to do like a strategic presentations just targeted audience, maybe in their offices, talking to their procurement officers, and then you establish relationship with them, you do cold calls to them, and then you present to their board, present to the different buyers within those organizations. Or you're going to leverage relationship that you already have. You're going to also probably share your product. Somebody that already has a distribution channel, you just present your product there. You share your flyers in different places, at railway stations, at the airport, at schools, and different places, marketplaces, grocery shops, just to make sure that people are aware of your product. Describe your strategy, your pricing strategy. How will you price, and what are the assumptions around your pricing strategy? Are you going to be in the top 25 percentile, top 90, 80, 75 percentile of pricing? Are you going to be lower, enter the market with a lower price, and then as you ramp up, as people get to know you, you then also raise your price? So you're just going to have enter the market with the same price as competitors, but you have very strong and robust value proposition that will make you to peel off their existing customers. State how you manage credit and now you also balance, and now your customers will pay, how you collect your money and manage your receivables from them. Would there be incentives? I mean, people buy one as a promotional method. Will you say buy one, buy four, get one free? In which case you're selling 5 products at the end of the day, or buy one but get one free. Whatever promotion you want to do, or how you want to incentivize people who will buy, to say, okay, you're a distributor. If you buy 2 trucks of this, I will give you this, or whatever you buy, our after service will be free for you. Or as a distributor, whenever we get after service support, you get X percentage of whatever support, or you get X percentage of, we reduce the price significantly for you. You can sell to the market, to the retailers at this price, but you make a spread of this. That's how you ensure credit collection from your customers. Those who sell your product, are they going to pay to a bank account, or they're going to transfer clearly? Immediately, what kind of credit are you going to give them? Is the overdraft for 60 days, 30 days, and then they're able to pay you back within those days, which is your receivable management system. Then state the channels of distribution or channels you will use to reach your customers. Are you going to reach them through electronic means, or through word of mouth, or through direct departmental stores? I've mentioned all of these earlier, or using sales agent, in which case we will incur some additional costs. Then management, state clearly your management structure, their qualification, the organization structure, what value they bring to the business. And then look at your P&L, your financials, both your assets, your liability. Look at how the business will make money from your balance sheet to your P&L, how, and your cash flow. How will your business make money? What are the cost drivers or revenue drivers? Your cost drivers clearly talking about your product, your cost of goods sold. And then these are things, the input cost. These are your cost drivers, your input cost, which is your cost of goods sold, your SG&A, which is your staff, your sales, your general and admin costs. These are all the costs which already fits into your SG&A. What are the cost drivers for your business? And also understanding what are the profit drivers, your revenue, your volume versus your price. How are you going to optimize your volume and also ensure that you keep price, either you raise price so that you make enough revenue that can sustain your business and you can get going. Then you do your financial projection for 2 to 3 years. How will you manage and make money? What are your direct and indirect costs? I mentioned them. Cost of raw materials, input, repairs, and all of the maintenance, testing, and quality assurance. Then the finances. How will you finance your business? Will it be equity funded, which are long-term? Equity is long-term equity, grant, or debt. Debt are short-term. How will you mix them? Will it 70% equity, 30% debt? Debt is not bad, but at the beginning of your business, you need enough patient capital, and that's why you need, depending on the stage of your business. If you're at the growth stage, you've established yourself, you can go for higher debt. But if you're just starting, because you don't know when you get to the market or when you reach the market, if you're still at the idea stage, you're at the market testing stage, or you're already at the concept development stage, you may need, or what you probably need will be patient capital, grants, or equity. And you also need to have a skin in this game to enable you settle and hit the market before you can. So how will you get this money? Is it from venture capital or private equity, or from other means or financial institutions? Now describe the proportion. I just talked about it, the combination of your financial sources, and then state exactly how you will use the money. How will you use the money? Instead of this X amount, this is the percentage, this is the total amount, this goes for this, and then you state it clearly what goes for what and how the amount equates the money you're looking for, the total funding you're looking for. State how you will repay. How will this be repaid? Based on your revenue over time after everything, and then as you make your profit, and then you pay back your debt. Are you going to be paying back? Are you going to pay back within? Are you going to pay back within the first 6 months? You just pay everything. Within the first 6 months on monthly basis or on annual basis, so that you quickly pay off your debt or your loan. And then for equity, it's longer. How will you pay back equity fund within the business? Then your revenue projections. What will your revenue projections be? What will be your revenue, your profitability, within the first 3 years of running your business? What's your return on investment and return on invested capital for that period of time? Then your profit and loss projections, your cash flow, as well as your balance sheet. Then you have your milestone. For each of the milestones, when you will register your company, when your product will be out, when your product will be tested, when you have your patent for your business, and indicate the number of staff and the number of staff you need per time, and the amount you will be spending per those time, and if possible, how your profit will also be spread in the next 2 years or thereabout. I think that is really all about the business plan template. So I wait for your questions. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening in.
Have we have a question from the audience. He says, "Good afternoon, sir. Please, what is the SWOT analysis about?" So please, if you can shed some more light on the SWOT analysis, please.
Thank you. The SWOT analysis is a tool for analyzing the industry as well as your internal capabilities. And I'll explain. SWOT analysis actually is for your own, it's your internal capabilities analysis, or what we call internal analysis tool. So what it means is your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities in the marketplace, as well as threats. Your strengths are your capabilities, what you have, what gives you competitive advantage over others. Your weaknesses are the advantages others have over you. The opportunities are based on what is happening in the marketplace, in the regulatory environment, in the technological space. What opportunities are emerging in the business space, and what threats also? Because for every opportunity, there is a potential threat. But your ability to manage or optimize your opportunities while managing the threats and mitigating it helps you to capture value in the market. And then your ability to optimize your strengths and then manage your weaknesses also help you to capture the value that is in the marketplace. What this does is that it helps people to know what your capabilities are, in terms what your internal capabilities are. How do you see yourself? What do you have to offer? What are the potential challenges you will face? And do you even understand the opportunities that will exist in the market, in this market you are entering in, so that opportunities can be juxtaposed with your financial projections? And do you even understand the threats that are likely to emanate or emerge in the short, medium, or long term in the market? And do you have an idea of how these threats can be fixed? Remember, entrepreneurs are people who sees challenges in the market, sees challenges in the environment, and propose solutions to solving them. If an entrepreneur cannot state clearly a SWOT analysis, it shows that that person doesn't really even understand the entrepreneurial concept in the first place. I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you very much, Osato. Going through the chat box, and I think that's the only question related to this session that I'm seeing. A lot of them are program related, which will of course reach out to them via email on any concerns they have. But yes, I think this was the only question I've seen so far. So if it's okay, I think we can call it a wrap. Thank you so much, entrepreneurs, for joining this session. Your comments on the business plan is noted. Of course, we'll reach out to you. You can reach out to us via inquiries@tonyelumelo-foundation.org with your complaints or inquiries, and we'll definitely get back to you. Thanks again, Osato, for this insightful class. Thank you again, Ben Smith from our UNICEF South African country office.
Yeah, thanks, Chiemeze. Thanks, Ben.
All right.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for listening in. It's my pleasure always.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye
All
bye,
right, so
and have a nice day.
you too. Bye, everyone.